Hello, thanks for joining us. This is Nationwide. I'm Ruth Aguele. You know you can follow this news broadcast live on our website as nta.ng/live and all other of our social media platforms displayed on the screen right now. Nigeria is said to be losing more than $15 billion annually to illicit financial flows, and the private sector is said to be responsible for more than 60% of illegal movement of these funds. In an effort to tackle this trend, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has brought together stakeholders to review adherency in the conduct of business. After review of the draft, stakeholders are expected to come up with strategies that will assist both government and the private sector in dealing with the issue of illicit financial flows.
Presently, action is ongoing to develop technical tools to help identify, detect, curb, and monitor IFFs. It affects the commercial flows and it affects the criminal flows as well.
Let's turn to other issues. Relatives of victims of the Abuja-Kaduna train attack have picketed the headquarters of the Transportation Ministry in Abuja, demanding for more federal government's intervention in the release of the remaining victims. At the protests, the relatives acknowledged government efforts but pleaded that more should be done to quicken the process. Oina Kalwaka reports. Okay, we'll bring you that report in subsequent, during the bulletin actually, if we have that ready. Priority attention to the interchange project under construction in Wuye District, Abuja. Onoze Yakubu is standing by for the situation report.
This is Wuye Bridge. This contract was awarded in the year 2009, but it was reviewed by the present FCT administration to capture the interchange that is presently ongoing. Work is ongoing here and contractors have been mobilized back to site. Contractors are really working on this project. Mr. George, what is your take on this project?
My intake on this project is that I'm very, very happy seeing the work is in progress, because by the time this work is being, this project is being achieved, the hold up we normally have mostly on this beggar runabout will be lessened.
Don't forget that this is one of the legacy projects inherited by the present FCT administration, and recently members of the Senate Committee on FCT inspected this project and they pledged their commitment that yes, they will facilitate the funding of this project to see to its timely completion.
Where we normally cross the other side, where we are going to, we normally find it difficult. I think the constructions of the road will be a benefit for the entire people of this FCT Abuja.
Please back to the studio. I remain Onoze Yakubu.
Thank you, Onoze, for that update. All right, let's take a trip to Lagos to join Michael. He will bring us the next set of reports. Okay, Lagos seems not to be ready. Let's pick up from here. Guest on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria urged the security forces to alter the criminal tendencies across the country. This was while discussing new measures recently unveiled by the federal government to tackle insecurity. Thomas Ogbetere reports.
The spate of security breaches witnessed in recent times across the country is worrisome, both to government and the governed. Guest on Good Morning Nigeria noted that apart from the proper regulatory measures for the public transportation and the activities of miners, there is need for the security forces to act fast on intelligence to secure the nation.
At a point in time, mining activities were suspended in Zamfara, and the results was not good. In fact, that seems to have even increased the level of terrorism and banditry in Zamfara state.
So I think instead of looking at it from this micro level, we should look at it from that higher level where we admit that transportation is a key component of our security sector.
They are thinking that everybody riding motorcycle is an Okada. It's not like that. We have motorcycles using by I can say individuals, and we have the one that our members are operating that we call commercial.
They also advocated the use of drones and surveillance helicopters to monitor terrorist activities.
You need drones, and then drones that can attack, drones that can inform people, and then you have a standby, a mobile hard-hitting standby force that will be able to hit when this sort of things is.
They also called for synergy among the tiers of government in the fight against insecurity. In Abuja, Thomas Obetere, NTA News.
Demands is not new all over the world. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, says the country's security forces are not clueless or helpless, but have their plans which will not be displayed in the media. The dilemma in dealing with the specific case of trained terrorists, he notes that punitive actions like the popular call for carpet bombing of the known locations may assuage the desire of an angry public for revenge. But what about the hostages who have committed no offense by boarding a train? He said all actors working together to fight terrorism is the only way to eliminate them. With the media support against the use of the internet and social media for terrorist purposes, the presidency reassures the public that the president is doing all to support the military in the quest to provide a secure nation for all. Civilian Joint Task Force, a group of combatant civilians presently assisting security forces in the crackdown on insurgents in the northeast, is offering to extend its services to the northwest. The group at a conference in Abuja says the success recorded in the northeast could be replicated in the zone if given the opportunity. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa will tell us more about it.
The Civilian Joint Task Force is a group of combatant civilians fighting alongside security forces in the counter-insurgency operations in the Northeast. It was established in 2013 as a grassroots approach to securing intelligence for security forces and later transformed into a full combatant group fighting alongside troops. The force is now offering to extend its services northwest, ravaged by banditry and terrorism.
The Nigerian military's operation against the insurgency and kidnapping currently taking place in Kaduna, Niger, Sokoto, Zamfara, and Katsina requires similar approach of military operatives and civilians.
The proposal to extend services westward depends on the approval of state governors. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Two bandits operating around Galadima village in Giwa local government area of Kaduna State have been neutralized. Police personnel engaged the two bandits and overpowered them, leading to the recovery of an AK-47 rifle loaded with 2 rounds of live ammunition, a motorcycle and machetes. Spokesperson of the Kaduna State Police Command, DSP Mohammed Jalige, said the command has intensified patrol in the affected areas to restore normalcy. Let's talk sports. We told you, of course, I'm sure you're aware of the duo of S.A. Brume and Nigerian hurdle queen Oluwatobilo Ba Amusan, who attained sporting immortality as Toby wins Nigeria's first ever World Championship gold medal in the women's 100 meters hurdles, and S.A. on the other hand wins silver in long jump at the Oregon World Championships. Let's join our sports desk for details.
Toby Amusan, the African champion, the Commonwealth champion, clearly in the form of her life.
Sunday morning was momentous for Team Nigeria as the curtain fell on.
Amazon is in green, Camacho Queen second from the left. The Olympic champion's been left a little bit at the start by Armstrong. Amazon now beginning to come through. So too is Anderson. Toby Amazon, records in one night. And she makes history by becoming Nigeria's first world champion. What a way to do it. What a stage on which to discover sporting immortality.
25-year-old Toby Amusan took the women's 100 meters hurdles gold in 12.06 seconds, making history as the first 1-2 seconds to shatter the world record of 12.20 seconds set by Kendra Harrison of the US in the semifinals.
I'm just, very supportive and trusting myself just made everything more easy.
Amusan's 12.06 seconds in the final would, however, not be counted as it was deemed to be well over the legal plus 2.0 wind assist allowed in athletics.
Does the record of 12.06 stand? Unfortunately, no, it won't. The wind speed as at the time of the race at the stadium stood at 2.5 meters per second, which is above legal limits. And so it will not stand, but it is still the fastest time run. And it's amazing for us to witness it and see that it was done by Nigeria.
The record-breaking feat also enriched Amusan's purse with $100,000 by the organizers. Nigeria also celebrates another podium finish in the women's long jump event with S.A. Brume's extraordinary effort of 7.02 meters leap for a silver medal.
It's silver, a huge jump, 7.02. Congratulations to the entirety of Nigerian athletes who are in Oregon. As they move on to Commonwealth, we wish them the best.
The next World Athletics Championships will be hosted by Budapest.
Incredible feat there, and following that feat, President Muhammadu Buhari expresses heartfelt congratulations to Toby Amusan for winning the women's 100 meters hurdles, getting a new world record. Media and publicity, Femi Adesina. The president thanked the track superstar for making the Nigerian national anthem resonate again from the international podium and inspiring upcoming athletes to strive for success. He also commends S.A. Brume for representing Nigeria with honor, winning silver medal in the women's long jump event, as well as Team Nigeria for good sportsmanship at the world stage, proving that with hard work, success is achievable. Well, we're still basking in that euphoria, and we're not done talking about this new historical feat for Nigeria by our very own champions in the sporting world. Joining us via Zoom to discuss Toby Amusan's victory is Enefiok Udobong, who is also an Olympic gold medalist, that's for year 2000, and bronze medalist for the year 2004. Thank you very much for joining us on the news. Joining us. We apologize for the mix-up in the names there.
Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And I'm sure you're excited, just like all the Nigerians are. You know, what does this Amusan's gold medal and record symbolizes for the nation?
If you stayed up in the early hours of the morning to a Monday morning to listen to the Nigerian national anthem being sang and played at an international event, it will bring tears to your eyes, especially if you are part of the athletics ecosystem in Nigeria. It was a very proud moment, and I think it was a proud moment for all Nigerians. And S.A. Brume's achievements also, being one of the first people to jump over 7 meters as Nigerian, is something to be very proud of. So the pride of our country the pride of our nation, the pride of these young women who have represented us at the world stage, putting our country on the map. We are a world record holder, and this especially is so unique because the 110 hurdles women, Yakuba held it for 28 years. The American also, who broke that record, held it for 6 years, and now Toby did it in twice in one night. It's unprecedented. It's a first of its kind in athletics, and it's just the pride of the green, white, green being hoisted and anthem being sang. It just brings a lot of good feel on a Monday morning.
What a beautiful way to start the week, actually. But something, played out. How 12.06 seconds in the final race. We hear it's not recognized. Can you explain that further?
There's an acceptable limit for the wind speed for you to be able to run, so that your running path. So 2.5 is higher than the acceptable limit. But what it proves is that Toby can run faster. So we're hoping that when we get to the Commonwealth game, which is starting in a couple of days' time, we will see Toby Amuson again being able to run faster than 12.12. She's proven it, she's done it, and I am also looking forward to Toby eclipsing 12.12 at the Commonwealth Games.
Indeed, and something, of course, that stands out for any winner is the cash reward that comes with it, of course. I'm just thinking what Toby will do with $100,000. I can only imagine what I can do with that money, but it's quite fulfilling, no doubt. How best can she be?
Toby, a lot of us forget that Toby is a professional athlete. She only missed out on the Olympic medaling when she came fourth. And I know she's put that in the back of her mind and continued training. She's got an amazing team of coaches, managers that are working with her out in the United States. The AFN is also very supportive of her right now, and the entire country is right behind her. So putting $100,000 to use, I'm sure with the current team that has put in a world champion and that has put in a record breaker, they would put that money to good use for her. I know she's working on her foundation, and I know she's doing a lot more stuff that is going to bring back a lot of things in the athletic space in Nigeria. So Toby Wood is somebody who's very level-headed, and I think she'll make the best use of $100,000. Don't forget, she's also running in the IAAF circuit, so she has seen $100,000 before now, and I think she would know how best to adjudicate the funds when it comes to utilizing them.
And I'm sure you wouldn't mind being hired as a manager at this point. But that aside, as a Brume too is on the news, she clinched the silver medal for the women's long jump. How would you react to that?
Essie is a consistent performer. She got one of the world leading times this year. Going into these championships, Essie was one of the top jumpers in the world, and we only just knew that crossing 7 meters is just a question of time. And she's proven it, that she's one of the few women in the world who has crossed 7 meters right now. And the Commonwealth Games, this is just like a tune-up for all Nigerian athletes going into the Commonwealth Games. So we've just had a major tournament right now, and we are going into the Commonwealth Games. Our men's relay, they just had a bit of a snafu, so they're going to work on it and get it better when they get to the Commonwealth Games. Our athletes are very good. A lot of them got into the semi-finals. Yeah. So we're going to be seeing them getting tuned up and getting ready to go when we get to Birmingham. And so this is just a very good tune-up, and the timing of the World Championship coinciding with the Commonwealth Games. You will see Nigeria come out in the short sprints and the middle distances doing a lot better than we did in the World Championship. So those guys who got into the semi-finals, they are going to be looking to medal. Those guys who got into the finals are going to be looking to get on the podium. So again, this is a very good tune-up to the...
Actually set a new record, African record in Oregon after finishing 4th.
Look, those 4 girls, I will tell you this, those 4 girls are homebred. It's the beauty of all the coaches and all the athletes and everyone who has worked with them from their humble beginnings. Rosemary Chukwuma belongs to Kids and Play. Joy and Miss Ophelia belongs to making of champions, and all the other the other lady belongs to the University of Port Harcourt. And these are the things that we're looking for. The resurgence of athletics in Nigeria has just been proven. So we are all going to go back to the drawing board. There are hundreds of thousands of kids that are age right, that are ready to do athletics. A lot of people make the mistake. Nigeria is not a football country. Nigeria is an athletics country. From day one I've been shouting this. I'm a footballer, but I will tell you that Nigeria is an athletics country. With the fact that we've raised homegrown, nurtured Nigerians who are now doing stuff internationally, Gotin Brume and all the boys, they are all homegrown. So it just gives us the confidence right now that we're on the right path, and we just need to continue raising new Misophilis, Chukumas, and Wokochas, and Amusons. They all exist in our environment. We just need to go back, and grassroots development is not a buzzword. It's a real thing. Delta State, River State, Lagos State, Kaduna State. We should all go back and begin to raise our champions and focus. So all the coaches that have been working very hard, this is a point to prove that there is an opportunity that all your athletes, if you raise them right, they will perform on the world stage.
Yes.
And this is it's just giving us the hope that come the next Olympics, you will see homegrown Nigerian athletes going to the world to conquer the world. So that's just very exciting for us right now. It's really an exciting time in the world of athletics and even football.
Quite exciting, and I love the fact that you're optimistic about our Nigerian team, and when it comes to exceptional talent, I give it to them. But next for the athletes is the Commonwealth Games. What are your expectations as we round off?
Same. Let's do the same. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the momentum going. Take away all the administrative snafus. Please, God, let our guys just do the right administration. Get it away from the athletics, and let us all focus on getting the athletes to do what they do best. Administration in terms of camping, in terms of their allowances, please let's just get it right this time, and you will see what Nigerian athletes can do if they are happy and they are focused and they are ready to deliver. So that's my hope right now for the Commonwealth Games. No distractions, no side shows. Let's just get there and just let these kids perform, and we will get the benefits of it. It has already been proven right now in the World Championships.
Yes, indeed. Let's keep hope alive, and with passion, they will definitely get to success. Thank you very much, Mr. Michael Enahoro. Thank you for your time. I will apologize for the mix-up in the names at the start of this conversation. Thank you for that. All right. Okay, Nigerians have continued to react over the nation's exploits at the just-ended World Athletics Championships on Oregon. Kene Ima-Abodike will tell us about it.
Nigerians are basking in the euphoria of victory after Oluwatobiloba Amuson ran a time of 12.06 seconds to clinch women's 100 meters hurdles gold medal at the 2022 World Athletics Championships in Oregon, even as she also ran 12.12 seconds in the semi-finals to break the world record of 12.20 seconds set by Kendra Harrison.
Makes history by becoming Nigeria's first world champion. What a way to do it! What a stage on which to discover sporting immortality.
Nigeria has never achieved this before. This is the first time it's happening. This is a big thing for Nigeria. I say big kudos to them.
Can you imagine 2 world records by the same human being on the same night? That was actually very phenomenal.
The achievements, they don't really come as a surprise to people that have been following them. They have been very consistent, and there have been very regular faces anywhere in the world where Nigeria is represented.
Something I'm happy about is that I can tell you that both Toby Amuson and Sebrume, they are on the international testing pool, and they have been consistently tested over, I can say, over 2-3 years, and they have remained clean.
Encomiums also pouring for Esther Brume, who leaped 7.02 meters in the final to win women's long jump silver medal.
Esther Brume have been doing well. Every major competition that we've been attending, Esther Brume has always been winning medals for Nigeria. And again, our 4x1 female team setting the African records. We are grateful, we thank them, and we know that they will continuously do this.
And this is going to, no doubt, inspire young athletes in Nigeria that if they remain focused, if they work hard, they will always get the result at the end of the day.
Another milestone was the 42.22 seconds clocked by Nigeria's quartet of Joy Udo Gabriel, Favor Ofili, Rosemary Chukuma, and Grace Mwokocha, finishing fourth in the women's 4x100 meters final to break the 30-year-old African record. That's Sports Update. I am Kenan Ima Aburike, NTA News.
All right, let's just keep that hope alive. I'm very excited about it, and I'm sure Michael in Lagos is also excited about that feat. Let's join him now.
Very excited, Ruth. Thanks for joining us in Lagos. Beyond digitizing port operations for efficiency, there are human elements impeding the ease of doing business at the Lagos port, but regulatory agencies and transport union have resolved to change the trend, starting with the collation of the list of checkpoints within the corridor with a view of dismantling illegal ones and eliminating extortion.
This corridor stretching from Apapa down to Tinkan Island is gradually easing from the pressure of gridlock, but there are still obstacles standing in the way of free flow of traffic. Truck drivers here say payment of illegal levies is compulsory across more than 15 checkpoints.
Last time they won't pass me, they shook me like, say, I don't get people for house.
The newfound alliance between the Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners, NATO, and the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria has lots of commendations for the Nigerian Ports Authority, NTA, especially in the area of deploying electronic call-up system and drawing up a minimum safety standard for articulated vehicles. But the issue of illegal checkpoints is too pressing to be swept under the carpets.
We humbly wish to appeal that you use your group office completely eradicate illegal activities, including extortion of money along port corridors.
The NPA reaffirms its readiness to continue deploying human and financial resources towards achieving seamless operations, with an assurance that trailer parks belonging to the union will also be captured when processes leading to licensing commence.
We have identified the locations where the checkpoints should be, and we will soon announce the locations of those checkpoints. I will even number them. So it means any checkpoint outside those locations should be termed as illegal. We'll also be monitoring, working with the police command, the officers that are at those checkpoints on a daily basis. So if we have such incidences, we know who was responsible for that.
The approach of the NPA to port administration and reform is all-encompassing, and key players here believe this move will lead to the efficiency of other processes like the electronic call-up system.
The era of endangering lives of officers and men of the Nigeria Customs Service, or total manual operations in the discharge of duties, is now at a low ebb as a service through the customs e-customs agenda and deployment of non-intrusive technology has placed the service on a new pedestal. Customs Area Controller Tinkan Island Port Kunle Oloyede said the command didn't only improve on performance, but also increased its revenue in the last 2 quarters by 27.50%. Abolade Salami reports.
Tinkan Island Port serves as a nexus between customs and shipping lines with regards to appropriate documentation of valid and acceptable items imported into the country. It is on this basis that the command is not treating with kid gloves the deployment of technology to address smuggling and other sharp practices. The effort has been rewarding following seizures of various items, including cars, hard drugs, other dangerous weapons, contraband clothes and shoes, as well as 2 empty magazines and 300 rounds of live ammunition. While the command was bent on preventing the importation of 41 items banned by the federal government, and payment of appropriate duties by the shipping companies. It kept abreast the importance of growing its revenue base.
Tinkan Island Port Command recorded a collection of 274 billion 327,700 and 15 million 179,022 kobo in revenue.
As the federal government is working assiduously to create an enabling environment to promote non-oil exports, the command is reciprocating this gesture with an increase of export cargo by 138,000 metric tons, representing an increase of 73%. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Time for some messages. The news continues shortly. Please stay.
Observed with concern the misuse of the airwaves to propagate incendiary materials by different groups in some broadcasting stations in recent times. While appreciating the need for educating, informing and enlightening the public on issues bordering on our national development, the Commission wishes to seize this opportunity to advise broadcasters to be circumspect in the handling of news and current affairs programs by exhibiting the necessary professionalism. Consequently, the Commission implores broadcasters to advise guests and or analysts on their platforms not to polarize the citizenry with divisive rhetorics in driving home their points. Ensure that every news and current affairs program conforms with the provision of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code. Take their social responsibility requirements seriously. Therefore, the Commission reminds broadcasters to be guided by the provisions of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code, especially the underlisted sections 5.3.3b. The broadcasters shall, in using political materials for news and current affairs programs, avoid hate speech, inflammatory, derogatory, and divisive remarks or allusions. 5.4.1f. The broadcaster shall not transmit divisive material that may threaten or compromise the indivisibility and indissolubility of Nigeria as a sovereign state. 5.5.6. The broadcaster shall have a delay mechanism to guard against possible undesirable content. Please note that every broadcast station is responsible for the content it transmits and shall be held liable for any content in violation of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code. Be advised. Signed, Malam Balarebe Shehu Ilela, Director General, Announcer.
Have your PVC ready. Conduct yourselves orderly. Join the queue. Cast your vote secretly. Thumbprint correctly. Do not waste your vote. Do not sell your vote. Secure your future. If you sell your vote, you have sold good roads, electricity, water, education, good healthcare, etc. Be part of nation building. Cast your vote for honest candidates. Shun electoral violence. You could lose your life for nothing, for nothing, for nothing. This message is from the National Orientation Agency.
Every day in our country, senior citizens are discriminated against, disparaged, and treated with disdain by those who ought to respect them. We are all complicit in the way we have treated the elderly members of our society as institutions, families, or members of a shared society. Every time senior citizens get offered less than they deserve for the work they do because they are old, poor, and desperate, we are failing them. Senior citizen loses a child, and wow, they must be responsible for their death. Every time a senior citizen gets labeled the rich, is called mad, and shooed out of the way because they have no memory of where they were headed and look unkempt, we are failing them. We say, abeg, it all old, make it do die, make everybody for rest. To ailing parents, uncles and aunts. That's discrimination. That is neglect. When you see an old woman getting beat up and being accused of witchcraft, do not turn the other way. Stop and teach people that white hairs, wrinkles and hunchbacks are no evidence of witchcraft. Aging comes with a memory decline. Sometimes it's not out of place to have elderly people lose their way, forget details of their lives, and how to properly take care of themselves. When they get to this stage, they deserve your empathy, not scorn. Our ailing fathers, mothers, aunties, and uncles are deserving of quality healthcare and peaceful transition. Make their last moments memorable. Senior citizens have paid their dues. They deserve your care. Stop all forms of discrimination against them today.
Welcome back. Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo has expressed his deep gratitude to Nigerians and everyone following his recent successful surgery. The Vice President appreciated the get-well wishes from Nigerians and prayers for his quick recovery. Vice President also sent special appreciation to the team of surgeons, Dr. Lagos, for providing excellent care. The Vice President underwent a surgical operation on the 16th of July 2022 at the Duchess International Hospital, Ikeja, Lagos. Gombe State Government has reassured commitment to the health care of its citizens. This is where Provision Fund program Go Health. Plateau Lamon reports that the contributory healthcare management scheme started in the state last year.
Since the commencement of the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund program last year, under the Gombe State Contributory Healthcare Management Agency Go Health, over 25,000 enrollees benefited with access to free medical care services. This year, Go Health is targeting over 40,000 beneficiaries with the mindset that by 2026, the state government will be able to achieve a universal health coverage.
Now have improved access, and we are hoping going forward we will be able to upscale these numbers to accommodate more poor and vulnerable people across Gombe State.
Pregnant women, children below the age of 6, physically challenged, internally displaced persons, as well as widows and orphans are among categories of people that Go Health offers free healthcare services across the 11 local government areas of Gombe State. Beneficiaries are happy with these developments. The registration and treatment is done free of charge, and we appreciate Gombe State government for the gesture. Since I registered here and have been coming, I get medication free of charge. The enrollment exercise will last for 10 days. In Gombe, Talatu Lamon, NTA News.
Modalities have been completed by the federal government to alleviate the plight of persons with disabilities by enrolling them into the NPower program. Gofan Shaji Ugwanyi reports.
This agitation by members of the Association of Technology Inclined Visually Impaired Persons of Nigeria, ACTIVIM, is to prompt ministries, departments, and agencies of the federal government to comply with all circulars and directives by government on 5% employment opportunities for persons with disabilities.
So in 2020 we met with the SDF, and we were issued a letter to the Federal Civil Service Commission that at least 55 members of our members should be employed, and we have been pursuing the case up to this very moment. We have gone on a series of protests. Let people know that we are having this problem. Some have committed suicide.
Responding to the group, Executive Secretary of the Commission for Persons with Disabilities, James Lalu, reassured the group that the Commission will ensure proper inclusion for the disability community in all initiatives of government. He said 10% of the NPower release has been reserved for persons with disabilities, and the screening for beneficiaries will soon commence.
We are assuring the group that we are going to provide them with much opportunity. And the times goes on, we are enrolling all of their members into the Empower National Social Investment Program of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Today, in the next 2 weeks, we will enroll all of them in the Empower.
James Lalu encouraged the group to keep faith with government to improve the lives of all citizens in the country. In Abuja, Ufan Shaji Ugwai, NTA News.
Right, let's join Zamret and Jos. She'll pick up with the next set of reports.
Thank you, Ruth, and welcome to Jos. Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives Ahmed Idris Wase is expressing concern over incessant attacks, abduction and cattle rustling by bandits in Wase local government, calling on stakeholders to redouble efforts towards addressing insecurity in the area. This was while briefing newsmen in Jos on security situation on the Plateau. Ababo Bakari Yakubu reports.
The Deputy Speaker, alongside the Chairman of Wase Local Government Area, Ado Buba, expressed concern over the security situation in his constituency. He stated that in recent weeks, the bandits attacked more than 15 villages, which include Pinau, Yalung, Safio, Company, Yuli and Gimbi, where lives and property were lost.
Government is taking serious measure. This insecurity is not just happening in my own constituency. Nobody should celebrate it. Ours is to work collectively and put our heads together to ensure that the right thing is being done.
He commended the efforts of security agencies deployed to the area as he appeals to the people to work with the government and security personnel to share credible information that will assist them in the fight against crime.
I will encourage my people, I will encourage all Nigerians, one, to be prayerful, two, to be steadfast.
The lawmaker also reiterates the commitment of the federal government towards putting in place strict measures to regulate the mining activities that is important to government in its effort to address the influx of criminals to the area. In Jos, Abba Abubakar Yakubu, NTA News.
Sequel to the directive of the Inspector General of Police Usman Alkali Baba on the total ban on the use of spy number plates by vehicle owners across the country, Plateau State Commissioner of Police Bartholomew Onyeka monitored the level of compliance in Jos. Grace Akwebutip has details.
The Inspector General of Police Usman Alkali Baba recently ordered a total ban on the use of police spy vehicle number plates by vehicle owners across the country. This measure is to check the excesses of those who use such number plates to beat traffic and other criminal offences. In compliance with these directives, the Plateau State Commissioner of Police was on major roads to check erring motorists.
The use of this spy plate number has equally created lots of security challenges. Sometimes the users use it to evade traffic checks. Sometimes they equally use it to carry contrabands. And sometimes equally kidnapped people are being ferried in such vehicles. So in order to curtail all these challenges, the IGP came up with this wonderful directive.
He explained that the order is not meant to witch hunt anybody, but to reduce cases of violations of due process on the road. He appealed to the people of the state to cooperate with the police in its effort to rid the society of crime. In Jos, Grace Akwebutip, NTA News.
And that's our package from Jos. Nationwide continues with Obehi in Benin after this break. Do stay.
Nigerians, elections are here again. Let us shun violence. Let us play the game according to the rules. Do not be a thug. Say no to violence. Let's rise and defeat violence, crime, and sabotage against the peace of our nation. Nigeria is the only country we have. We must do everything to keep it united. We must avoid any act that promotes hate and disintegration. Say no to separatist movement, terrorism, fake news, hate speech, religious bigotry, and any act that tends to divide us as a nation. Watch out for strange gatherings and suspicious movements. Restrict access to sensitive documents and data, the disclosure of which may damage national security. Educate your staff and family, particularly on measures to safeguard information and report security breaches. Apply relevant legal security guidelines to protect yourself and your neighbors. neighbors. Due to misinformation and wrong choices, some idle persons resort to vices in their greed to get rich quick. They resort to kidnapping, killings for rituals, and other heinous crimes. Avoid wrong use of the social media. Before you broadcast that false message, think twice. Ask whether it will promote peace or violence. For safety at home, still be security conscious. Educate your household on safety tips. Report all suspicious movements and persons to the security agencies nearest to you. Be a good citizen. Be patriotic. To pass security information, please call 0813-222-2105, 0915-339-1309, 0908-837-3514, or send a mail to dssPR@dss.gov.ng. This message is from the Department of State Services, DSS.
Hoping that their educational deprivation is not the end of the world.
Agencies and stakeholders to proactively tackle these challenges.
Women in most countries of the world constitute about 50% of registered voters. Williams, reporting for Dateline 360.
George Caleb Gochin, Deadline 360.
Deadline
360. Chidi Okrafo.
For Dateline 360.
In Lagos, Michael Olaleye.
Reporting for Dateline 360.
I am Omosola Omojola. Thanks for tuning in.
Engage your team this summer at Digitest 2022, an annual ICT creative camp and competition for young minds of ages 8 to 18. With the theme Connecting Technology, Energy and Climate. Date Saturday, August 13 to Sunday, August 21st, 2022. Venue, Top Faith International Secondary School in Patak, Akwa Ibom State. For registration, visit www.digitalpairs.org. For information and inquiries, call 0807-782-3307 or 0807-782-3308. For more updates, follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Digital Peers. Digitest is brought to you by Digital Peers International in collaboration with the Akwa Ibom State Government.
Welcome to Benin. In a bid to register a good number of eligible voters in readiness for the 2023 general elections, INEC had extended the exercise till 31st of July this year. Registration centers in Benin to find out if the extension has any significant impact on the number of registered voters.
It's a Kenwa Road, one of the registration centers here in Benin City, and as observed, there is a surge, probably as a result of the deadline for the voter registration exercise, as some of the registrants decry what they describe as a slow speed of the process.
The situation is the same at the registration center situated at the INEC headquarters, where registrants want INEC to step up their game.
I know they work out for this thing like for 1 month plus, now I know they reach my hand.
Look at people hanging in the sun, elderly people, even breastfeeding nursing mothers, they are here, you understand? So why must everything be stressful? The machine is one, and they ought to be 2 or 3 machines, and I'm not going to come back here to do my voter's card again. On the day of vote, I'm not going to vote anybody, so because I don't have voter's card.
Meanwhile, some of the issues raised by the registrants were taken to the head of ICT department, Engineer Lawrence Akan.
Those that are to do transfer, updates, laws, anything that has to do with CBL outside of registration can do it online. We have the machines. The issue is they have to be orderly.
According to INEC, there is about 300,000 new registered voters so far in Igbo states. In Benin, Ifeoma Okafor, NTA News.
And ahead of the 2023 general elections, one thing that appears to be a recurring issue is that of vote buying, which leads to various forms of electoral misdeeds. In this report, Chinyere Okodi gives us the consequences of vote buying and possible ways of curbing the Illicit Act.
Vote buying is a process whereby voters make their votes commodities of trade. Reacting on this development, a cross-section of Delta disclosed that the rampant spread of vote buying is acting as a catalyst for the death of democracy in the country and also acting as a hindrance to the possibilities of good governance in the country. They added that the obvious outcome of vote buying is that it is gradually becoming the dam of democracy in Nigeria, thereby using the idea of a free and fair election. What are other negative effects of vote buying on Nigeria's democratic process?
When we continue to sell our votes, the first thing is that the buyers of the vote are not accountable to the people. The people that buy votes are not popular. The people that buy votes will not implement any agenda by way of a manifesto. So first of all, vote buying doesn't throw up any leadership. When people get into office through this means, it's such a short prayer. Just condemn the act of vote buying and selling. Both the buyer and the seller, they are wrong, and that's not right to do.
They also propose solutions.
To acquire a voter card, go there and vote for a candidate of your conscience by not selling your vote.
This implies that the system must be transparent to minimize all fraudulent activities that usually give rise to vote buying by the electorate. In Asaba, Chinyere Okodi, NTA News.
That's it from Benin. Nationwide continues with Ruth in Abuja.
Thank you, Obehi. The Federal Ministry of Education has ordered the immediate closure of one of its colleges, the Federal Government College Kwali, located in Kwali Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Education Minister Adamu, who gave the directive, said the closure became necessary following security breach on Shadda and Lambata villages, suburbs of Kwali Area Council, which also threatened FGC Kwali. According to the minister, the timely intervention of security agencies saved the situation. Adamu also directed that arrangements should be made for final year students to conclude their NECO examinations. The minister has also directed principals of unity colleges across the country to liaise with security agencies within their jurisdiction in order to forestall any security breach in the schools. Now let's head to Kaduna for just one report.
And welcome. The ongoing trial census in Kaduna State has been a success story with completion of house numbering and listing. Immigration officers have been mobilized for head count in the selected 9 local government areas cutting across three senatorial zones of the state.
In Kaduna Central Senatorial Zone, the exercise is taking place in Chikun, Kaduna North, and Igabi local government areas. Conduct of the trial census in these areas are devoid of itches.
We didn't have the issue of resistance.
They are really cooperating because some are even eager for them to be asked questions, and there is no problem.
Everything is moving on smoothly, even though, of course, we cannot avoid having few problems, but they are all problems that we can solve.
From Zaria, Tina Toro reports that the headcount in 3 local governments in Kaduna North Senatorial Zone commenced in earnest with active participation of enumerators and cooperation of residents in Kudan, Makarfi, and Zaria local government areas.
The questionnaire actually we can say is bulky, but at least is manageable, because since there are so many things we need to know about the condition of the people we are interviewing.
While in southern Kaduna, Kim Gwas, who monitored the exercise, reports that the situation is encouraging as the exercise is receiving desired support and cooperation. Adamu Sunday, NTA News.
And that does it from here. Is back to Ruth in Abuja for more on Nationwide.
Thank you, Suleiman, but I'm afraid that's nationwide. Thank you very much for your company. But do remember to join NTA in the fight against rape and rapists. I'm Ruth Aguele. Enjoy your evening.
I'm actually a passionate baker. I don't rest until everything is done.
When I entered university,